Hey, what's going on guys, WingsOfEnd here and welcome back to another video. And today guys I'm gonna be showing you how to make this really cool and simple graves in Minecraft Bedrock edition or pretty much any other edition. So if you guys are excited for this, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, let's get right into today's video. These graves are perfect addition and decoration to any graveyard build that you have, and of course you know Halloween is just around the corner, so this is perfect decoration for you because it's definitely going to give that spooky factor. This particular tombstone is one of my favorites. I made this back in Handcraft season 1 I believe when my dog died. You can see we have a nice little cross and using some levers we create like a little effect. You can see it looks like we actually have a circle within that cross. I think that's absolutely amazing. Of course, we are using some cobwebs, some dead bushes, a lot of coarse dirt, some buttons to act as pebbles, and of course one of my favorite new things is the actual color fence. You can see they look like dead grass and I really like that. And of course, because it's Halloween, we need to have some of the pumpkins. You may notice that they are a lot smaller than the usual pumpkin, and that's because we have them as the heads on the armor stands. And we just have 5 layers of the snow armor stand and we pretty much push some of the blocks inside of the little armor stand to create this really nice effect. Of course you're still gonna be able to see kinda the arms of the armor stand right there, but this is overall really nice decoration because just the normal pumpkin is way too big over here. The smaller ones create a really nice effect. Of course, just have kinda this similar layout for the floor, but we are just kinda using some stone brick. The reason I like stone brick for this is because it has so many different variants. You can use like walls. You can see we have a mossy wall, normal wall, we have stairs, mossy stairs, and all of the different types of the stone brick, the chiseled, the cracked one. And you can see they create a really nice effect. And for this one, instead of the pumpkins, we have a skeleton head right here. Pretty much the same decoration, just a different type of the cross. Right over here we don't even have a cross, but you can see we use a little bit of the combination. We have a Steve head right there to look like it's poking out. And of course we use the same trick with the pumpkins just to kinda give it a bit more color over here and just to look kinda a bit more spookier. These next few designs are one of my favorites. Of course, this tombstone doesn't really look that great because it doesn't have a cross. Maybe you can combine some of these, but the reason I like this is because we are using zombie head and some pickles, believe it or not, to look like the zombie is trying to climb out. You can see this is pretty much like a little hands of the zombies kinda digging through the dirt. And of course we have some of the skulls over here from the previous victims that didn't make it out, or maybe they got too close to the zombie and this happened. You can see the decoration is pretty similar to all of them. It's pretty much the same. I really like the cobwebs over here and of course the dead fence because they look absolutely amazing. But this one is also one of my favorites because you can see we are using a skeleton head on the armor stand, and we also have a little bone over here poking out because we gave the armor stand the bone and you can see it looks like the hand is kinda sticking out. I really like this effect, and we're pretty much using the same thing for all of them, just 5 layers of snow, the armor stand, and pretty much pushing the block in the actual armor stand to create this effect. And you can see if I press the little skull over here, you can see this one is a lot bigger because it's on the head. If you're using pumpkin, the pumpkin is going to be smaller on the actual armor stand head, but over here it's the other way around. These next few designs are pretty much the same. They're just showing you that you can pretty much go for any design that you want for the tombstone. It just gives it a bit more variation, and overall in a bigger scale it looks a lot better to have different designs. You can see this one is really overgrown. Maybe some parts fell down over here and it's not in the perfect shape. But over here you can see the example of the actual skeleton skulls right here. You can see if we place one, it's gonna be a little bit smaller, but because we have it on the armor stand, it appears a little bit bigger. So as you can see, these next ones are just kinda the same thing. You can see we have a different design for the tombstone and just kinda experimenting over here. You can see this one almost resembles a circle. You can do pretty much whatever you want. But as far as the ground goes, this is pretty much what you want to do because in my opinion this is a perfect decoration. The main thing over here is the puzzle is indicating where we actually have the body, and the main other block is coarse dirt. And this over here just some really nice decoration, of course cobwebs, we have like a fence over here that pretty much look like dead grass, we have dead bushes, and of course this is pretty much your palette, but in my opinion what would make this a little bit better is actually to mix some of the other blocks in. For example, you want to mix some of the path blocks over here just to give it a bit more depth. So just go ahead and kinda just alternate between it. It doesn't really have to be in perfect places. This pretty much gives it a little another color and of course a bit of a depth because this is like 1 pixel lower. So you can pretty much decide where you actually want to put this. And of course you can grab yourself some of the brown concrete powder, just go around the places and just kinda put it randomly, just to kinda give it a bit more of the variance over here, so it's not all just core as dirt. You can see you can pretty much experiment with this however you would like. I believe that this is the perfect combination of the blocks for the graveyards because we're using a lot of the brown and we are kinda giving that feel that it's all dead, it's kinda spooky, we don't have any of the grass because that would kinda ruin the effect. But of course you can use anything that you want, you can combine all of the different designs of these graves and kinda pretty much combine it into one perfect one. You can just see how better it looks when you actually add some of the other blocks. I personally really like these designs, and of course you can use any decorations that you want. Maybe you want 2 skeletons over here, maybe you want a skeleton with the hands poking out, maybe you want a zombie with hands poking out. You can pretty much decorate this however you would like. I'm just going to show you how to actually install this little armor stand trick. And of course these designs are fully up to you as far as the tombstone goes. I'm not gonna be showing you the tutorial because I'm pretty sure you can figure this out. We're using 4 levers and just few of the blocks over here. And it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna go over all of them so you maybe can take a screenshot if you want to copy any of them. And I'm just gonna show you that little armor stand trick right now. So what you want to do is actually grab yourself some of the snow layers. You want to dig 2 blocks down and have exactly 5 of them, otherwise this is not really going to work that well. So go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Grab yourself the armor stand, place it over here and it's going to kinda sink in the little snow. But if you actually put the little skull right now, you can see it's going to be above of the ground. If you try that with let's say 2 of them and actually put in the armor stand, you're gonna be able to see that we don't really have the head poking out. One thing and the main thing to remember when you're doing this is that there is a bit of a bug maybe in the game. I'm not really sure if this is intended, but you can see if you actually put the pumpkin in, it's always going to go to the right side, at least at the face right here. It doesn't matter where you actually place it, it doesn't matter if you have snow under it, it's always going to be pretty much pointing to the right side no matter how you actually put it. So just kinda keep that in mind when you're actually building these. You can see right over here in a little pumpkin that I actually have the armor stand this way instead of normal, because we actually have to have it like this because the head is pointing to the right. If I have the skull, you can see it's going to point that way, but if you put the pumpkin, it's going to go to this side right there. Again, I don't know if this is a feature or a bug, I just know that they're not gonna fix it by the time Halloween comes in. What we want to do when we actually have our little armor stand in place, we just want to go 3 blocks up and pretty much push some of the blocks down. So build any blocks that you want, use a normal piston and go ahead, place any block that you want to be underneath the actual pumpkin over here. Use any activation system for the piston. You can see we need to do that 2 times. So just go ahead, do something like that and destroy all of these blocks over here, including one on top of the pumpkin. You can see we got ourselves a really nice effect right here. It looks a lot smaller and it can definitely look great near the big pumpkin right here. You see we have different sizes. Maybe this one is still growing or you're just using it to kind of scare somebody. But again, just keep in mind that every time you put a pumpkin on the armor stand, doesn't matter which way the armor stand is facing, it's always going to go to the right. Of course, you can use this trick with the armor stand with pretty much any of the skulls that you want, and they're pretty much gonna create this same effect over here. Of course, the zombie over here you can see looks really nice because we didn't really use the armor stand trick. If you use it, the head is gonna be a little bit bigger, so it's up to you if you actually want to do that. Of course, acquiring these skulls in the actual survival is definitely gonna be a little bit harder, but that's pretty much all there is for this video. So if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. If you think any of your friends would enjoy this type of content, make sure to share with them. But as always, I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.